everyone, welcome to LexTalk, World Talk Show presented by Clickaway Creators. Today we have Ms. Maisha Maliha with us. Maisha is currently playing the role of Senior Officer Legal at BRAC Institute of Educational Development. Maisha is a qualified and professional lawyer with 6 years of experience. Currently, she's handling intellectual property rights such as patent, trademarks, and copyright matters of BRAC IED, which operates under the umbrella of BRAC. Simultaneously, she has also worked and gained expertise on BRAC's safeguarding policies 2019, and also safeguarding on sexual harassment elimination policy and procedure 2018. She also provides consultancy services as a legal consultant to the US-based companies based on her legal skills and expertise. As I said, she also deals with property laws conflicts like succession and preparing affidavits and labor law issues. Now, when it comes to the other part and the other side of Maisha, she's a team player and a leader. Also, she's versatile in nature with excellent interpersonal skills. She believes in diversification and exploring her options at the same time. Without any further ado, let me just introduce you to Maisha herself. Hello, Maisha. It's absolutely a pleasure to have you with us today. How are you?
Hi, Bharti. I am fine. And it's my pleasure as well to be able to get on board with you guys regarding this legal conference that you guys are holding at Dubai. So yeah, I am privileged and honored and excited at the same time.
Pleasure.
So, yeah, thank you for calling me.
Pleasure is all ours, Maisha. So my first question to you is that time, as we all know, is money in any profession, and in legal, of course, it's most of all. And as I discussed and as I introduced you earlier, you're taking care of a lot of things when it comes to your organization. So how do you ensure that you make the most of your time as a lawyer? How do you do that?
Thank you, Bharti, for giving me the floor and for giving me the opportunity to attend this interview session. So let me start by mentioning that the law profession is considered as one of the most reputable profession. A lawyer has to, meet up certain criteria and characteristics in order to stand up or be into the perfection of a lawyer. And for this role, a lawyer has to be meticulous, witty, and always prepared. So in order to ensure best use of one's time as a lawyer, one must be open to opportunities, and he or she must be prepared to mold him or herself based on that opportunity. So mashallah, it has been 4 years that I am working at BRAC as a senior officer legal, where I look into the intellectual property rights and other legal matters that, rise as per the organizational needs. So while working at BRAC, I have learned a lot of stuff, new stuff about law and outside of law as well. Since BRAC is an international NGO and it has connections with international organizations as well as local organizations of Bangladesh, my knowledge is not only limited to law. I am also learning about education and other, NGO related matters that are essential and crucial in terms of Bangladesh. So apart from working at BRAC, simultaneously, I also try to enhance my knowledge and skills by engaging myself in various consultancy services to both international and local companies by providing legal advice. I'm always striving to work on my skills and to apply my analytical knowledge when a complex legal issue arises. Therefore, I agree that time is money, and one has to make sure that they use the best use of their time, especially when it comes to the legal profession. So yeah, pretty much that's my answer to this question. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Maisha, for answering that question. Now, as we all know that we are in this new era or the age of technology, like everything is about technology and it's kind of taking over us. What are the mostly common used tools for you? Or if you can talk about your organization also, like what are the mostly common used tools for you?
First of all, I would like to point out by starting that law is complex and complexity requires depth, knowledge, and analysis. The most common tools that might be used in the era of legal technology are, firstly, the most important one, the Constitution of People's Republic of Bangladesh. The BD Laws website, which is bdlaws.minlaw.gov.bd, which is the compilation of amended, substituted, and authentic version of all existing acts of parliament, ordinances, and precedence orders in force in Bangladesh. It is also a wise option to read a lot of legal books, case laws of Bangladesh, and analyze the verdicts provided on those case laws. This will allow a lawyer to enhance their knowledge and cope up with new directions in the law that is happening with time and how law as a whole is evolving as per the new era. And as for BRAC ID and BRAC, as mentioned that we are an NGO, and for that we need to work with a lot of different stuff apart from the legal side as well, like education and other sort of essential needs that we look into of the poor people. So basically, in the era of legal technology, it was really hard when COVID-19 hit, and it was not able to operate in a physical manner. So BRAC introduced the Pashiachi remote telecommunication model to reach those people in rural areas via telephone, via telecommunication process, because it was really hard, for a play leader or for a certain person to visit the Rohingya community at Cox's Bazar during the COVID intervention. And so in order to, bridge that gap that we are not able to access the Rohingya community or the play labs or the children and their mothers, the best way was to introduce a diverse model, which is the Pashiachi telecommunication model. So via that, we were able to reach massive level of children and mothers via phone call, via telecommunication. So I guess that kind of contributed a lot during the COVID times in terms of technology, that how we were able to, reach these children in need and how to provide education via this Pashiachi telecommunication model. So yeah, thanks.
So thank you, Maisha. But when we are actually talking about BRAC and the tools that you're using, what is your role at BRAC as a senior officer or as a lawyer? At the same time, what type of legal services are you providing at BRAC?
As I already mentioned, that I have been working at BRAC IED for 4 years now. And as a senior officer legal, I have been dealing with BRAC's intellectual property rights matter. And so basically when I joined BRAC, since BRAC is an NGO and I come from the legal profession, I had to set up an example that even in NGO related organizations, law is essential. And the models that BRAC develops, be it the Play Lab model or the Pashiachi telecommunication model, those models have intellectual property rights, and those property rights belong to BRAC, and we can ensure them by making sure that the rights are gained under the Copyright Act 2000 of Bangladesh via registration. So yeah, that's how I managed to, set up an example and create my role as a legal officer in BRAC. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Maisha. Looks like you're handling a lot of things and you have introduced a couple of new things as well, which is absolutely amazing and creative. Now, this is my favorite question that I'm about to ask you. What is your what's the most complex issue that you have handled so far? And if you can describe it, its complexity and how did you supersede it?
Okay, so basically, law itself is a complex profession. And when one enters into law, you have to be, prepared like you are entering a complex profession. And you have to, make sure that you stand up to this profession and you have adequate knowledge and experience when it comes to becoming a lawyer. So basically, when I joined BRAC, the complexity that I faced was, first of all, actually, I wasn't sure, what type of work I will have to do as a senior officer legal at BRAC, because they weren't even sure. They weren't even able to tell me you have to do this, you have to do that. Usually jobs have, or professions have, a set of, responsibilities and descriptions which you adhere to. But there was no such thing, no such guideline for me. So basically, as mentioned earlier, I had to, set up an example, and I have to create my stand in the organization. Since it is an NGO, obviously I had to, make them realize the importance of law in general in an NGO. So this is one of the complexity or struggle you might say that I faced. So yeah.
And is it better now? Like, do you think that the kind of change that you always wanted to bring has been able, like you have been able to establish that, and I hope things are smoother now?
Yeah, I am actually after 2 years. Now it will be 3 or 4 years. But after 2 years, once they realize that, okay, she knows her work and she knows how to guide us in the right track, and she is a knowledgeable person. She has expertise in law. She may look a bit younger, but that doesn't mean that, she doesn't have particular expertise, or she knows what she's doing. So yeah, it's much easier and smoother now. So yeah, thank you.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, Maisha. And I guess this is what real women empowerment is all about, right? Okay, so Maisha, unfortunately and sadly, we are coming to an end of this beautiful conversation. But before I let you go, can you also share your views on intellectual property law? As in, like, a completely, I'm not asking you to give a completely different perspective, but if there's something that you want to share with us, share with our viewers about intellectual property law that you know.
Okay. Thank you. Intellectual property rights basically are genuine basic rights. It can belong to a person, it can belong to a company. Basically, if you are like creating something, a new thing, an innovation or an invention, you have the right to protect that invention that someone else may not be able to, violate or use that creation of yours without seeking your permission. So basically, that's when the intellectual property protection under the law comes in, where you can protect whatever you created, whatever invention you made, be it a story, be it a trademark, be it a logo, be it anything. You can protect that creation of yours via copyright, trademark, or patent. So basically, that is the general concept of intellectual property right. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Maisha, for sharing such great insights on all the topics that we have discussed so far. It was absolutely amazing talking to you. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. And I'm really looking forward to more such conversations and more such chats in the future on some other trending topics in the legal industry. Till then, please take care of yourself, stay safe. And for our viewers, if you like this chat with Maisha, please like and share this video. And kindly do not forget to subscribe to ClickAway Creators YouTube channel to appreciate what we do. And you have more coming from industry legal leaders like Maisha Maliha. This is Bharti for LexTalk signing off. Take care. Bye-bye.